Hey folks, it's Rich Mack here, and welcome back to leg number 45 of our Around the World journey. We are in, my goodness, where are we? We are in Kaolack in Senegal, and we are headed south today down, let's see, we're going to cross the Gambia, which I think is a really cool name for a country, the Gambia. It's not just Gambia, it's the Gambia. We're going to cross the Gambia, and we're heading down to Guinea-Bissau. We're going to land today in Bissau. Hope I'm pronouncing that correct. I'm probably struggling with all these pronunciations here, but real quick, I pan around too quick. Take another quick look at Kaolack before we head on out of here. We are leaving the Sahara regions, kind of heading more into a tropical, I'd say more of tropical, equatorial Africa is kind of where we're headed now. So let me get in here. I got my lights on. Everything is set and ready to go. Parking brakes are off. And let's roll. Another exciting thing I have today is I have a new flight sim toy. That is my Class Echo that I talked about, I think, in the last flight. I was waiting for it to arrive, and it has gotten here. And it is really, really cool. So I'll get into that a little bit as we get going here. Let's get out here on the runway. I'm just going to taxi right up the runway. Turn. There you go. There you go. Alright, let's get down here. Come here. I'm really struggling with taxiing this morning. Not only that, but it's not even morning, it's evening here. Why did I say this morning? Not my day. Ooh, just unlocked an achievement. Road trip. Don't know what that is. I'm honestly not like an achievement person. I don't usually go to unlock stuff, so it's totally a surprise when it happens, because I'm not looking for it. So today's flight going to be around 134 miles. No, 158 miles down to Bissau. So pretty standard flight, lengthwise. Pretty straightforward. Going to head almost directly down there. We're going to have to loop around south of the airport because we're still heading south down the African coast. So we're going to loop around south of the airport and come back north for our landing. Takeoff flaps. Don't want to forget those. See if I can spin this around without stopping it. Keep moving. It's a narrow runway, so not a lot of room to turn around. Just the brute force method there. Come on, get back over here. Line her up. And away we go. First things first, with my handy-dandy new Class Echo, I have a lot of controls at my fingertips right here, including my landing gear. See if I remember to use it. Let's see. Positive rate. Gear up. That was with my Class Echo. Trying to trim the aircraft back here a little bit. No, wait. I trimmed it way too far down. Just trim it nose up. There we go. And set my autopilot. And I had forgotten to set it for nav, but now I do have it for nav, and don't dive me into the ground. I'm going to go take a quick look here. This is potentially problematic. Come on, increase altitude. Forgot to set my vertical speed. It's my fault. See, I'm a total mess here. I don't have my lights on or anything. Yikes. I was all worried about doing everything in a Class Echo and forgot to do the basics. Alright, so now we're climbing at a good rate of 800 feet a minute, going up to 3,000 feet. We are on course here. Gonna pull the throttle back to about 91%. And I do believe, yep, plane's all cleaned up. Couple of screenshots there. Alright, let's talk about my new toy here. So, the Class Echo. Okay, let me get up. Probably help if I didn't do it so close to the airplane where it's so loud. Let's back off a little bit. Alright, not quite so loud. Alright, so the Class Echo is a I was discussing it before. It's a kit you buy, and you basically buy a separate Arduino chip and Arduino compatible screen, little 4+ inch LED screen, and you put it all together, and it basically substitutes a lot of the flight panel right on this little LED screen, and it's all touch screen, so I have all the controls at my fingertips. On the main page, I've got just basic stuff like next waypoint, distance to it, ETE, what my last waypoint was. It's showing me my altitude, all kinds of basic information, even my registration, what kind of plane I'm flying, heading, indicated airspeed, all that good stuff. I have another page here has autopilot, so I can set altitude, vertical speed, heading. I can select or deselect nav, speed, my barometer settings, and things like the altitude and vertical speed. It has a knob here, a rotary encoder, so I can dial in what I need to dial in. So if I want to change the altitude from 3,000 to 4,000, I just select the altitude, dial the knob up to 4,000, and it's good to go. It's really convenient, really intuitive, really fantastic. Let's see, I've got a comm nav page where I can set my comms, my nav radio frequencies, set my transponder, which I never do. All kinds of stuff there. Controls, I can do ice protection. I'm looking at what it has. Parking brake I can turn on and off. There's no APU on this that I use, but APU I can turn on and off. Bleed, autopilot trim, my landing gear, and it'll show me it's got the, not right now I've got 3 reds because my gear's up. It'll be 3 greens if my gear's down. Has a separate GPS page, so I can get into the Garmin G1000, and it essentially duplicates everything the G1000 does on this little screen. Really cool. And then finally, there's a systems page, which basically I could start the aircraft in there, which I don't, but I could. It's got the pumps and the starters, ignitions. But what it really has there, it's got my fuel quantity, and it shows me my throttle, oil pressure, RPMs, all that good stuff. And one really neat thing for the DA62. Let me go back real quick. Wrong button. Sorry for the beeps. All right, so if I go back in the aircraft, let me turn those lights off. One thing you'll see when the load bar at the top left of... Hang on a second here. Let me just change something. Alright, so if you look at the MFD, on the top left of it, the load bar shows 100, and if I pull the throttle back to, say, 75, so right now I'm at 75% of my throttle, you'll notice the load bar never changed. The RPMs kind of changed a little bit. They went down. See, I'm now down to 70. The RPMs are dropping, but the load bar still shows 100 because it's glitched. There's a bug in the code right now, and it doesn't accurately reflect what throttle you have the aircraft set at. However, the Class Echo shows that. The Class Echo will show me my exact throttle. Not only that, but when it does work in the sim, I think it only does it by increments of 10, so it shows you like 100, 90, 80, 70. Whereas in the Class Echo, right now I see my throttle is set at 73. So it goes to the exact percentages, not rounded to the nearest tenth, which is great. I love that. So let's see, right now for cruising here, I'll set my throttle at 80. Really could cruise at around 75 or so, but I'll set it for 80, just a little extra speed, just for giggles. Let me go back out here. So everything I really need in this aircraft to fly is at my fingertips outside the aircraft. You know, and it's especially like when I'm flying in turbulence and, you know, getting ready to land. I don't have to mess around with moving the cameras or trying to hit things and hit dials while the cockpit's bouncing around. It's all right at my fingertips here, so it really, really is convenient. I love it. Absolutely love it. And the nice thing about it, too, is that it just mounts right to the top of my Honeycomb Alpha yoke. It's just designed perfectly to fit there. So anyhow, if you would be interested, I think the manufacturer of this is called Shake Print. Again, that's S-H-A-K-E Print. Shake Print. And it's called the Class Echo. I think they sell it through Etsy, but they have their own website. Just Google Shake Print, and you'll find it. Guy who has the company, I think it's just a one-man show. His name is Paul. Fantastic. Very quick to respond. It was very helpful. I had a couple of problems with it. It turns out that they were all in the documentation that I never read. But he was very polite in telling me that and showing me what I needed to do, and got it all figured out. So as you can see right now, yeah, we are definitely heading out of the Sahara. We got a lot of fields below us. Things are slowly turning greenish. A lot of little communities down there. Still flat as a tabletop. Hard to see out there, but that's the Atlantic. I'm not sure what I'm going to do if I start seeing any more hills. I think this has been like This might be like 8 or so legs now that have been absolutely flat as a pancake. I mean, even looking off in the distance there, I don't see any elevations of any significance. Nothing. Crazy. I would also assume as we start heading more into equatorial Africa that we're going to get more weather. I mean, there's a few little clouds. That's another thing. For the last several legs, it's been, I think, nothing but perfectly clear skies. So that should change. So I believe this is the River Gambia coming up. So we are crossing into the Gambia. It's an interesting nation as well. It's carved right out of Senegal, surrounded by Senegal, with one port on the Atlantic. So we're going to cross over the Gambia and then go back into Senegal. Before we head into Guinea-Bissau. Pretty impressive river. Looks like an estuary. Looking and like see the silt in those offshoots. I keep scanning the horizon, just looking for some kind of like mountain or hill or something. So, a slight confession, I was all excited about getting to the Sahara and I couldn't wait to see it. And then I got there and it was pretty cool. And I flew a second leg, and a third leg, and a fourth leg, and I got to admit that after a while, I started just kind of getting numb to it. It's more desert and flat, clear skies. So I'm looking for a little variation now. I'm done with the Sahara. Looking for something greener and hillier. Although now we're getting lots of rivers here. Lots of trees down there now. Definitely heading more towards a tropical kind of environment. I'm sure if we were inland here, let me look at the map. Well, actually, now it looks like we're pretty far south of all the Sahara now. We're done with that for a while. Looking at information on Bissau right now. Looks like it's actually pronounced Bissau, not Bissau. So maybe more like Besaw. I did not realize it was Portuguese. Founded by Portugal. See something here. I just realized something. Oh, I saw my throttle. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Come back. Yep. So another thing the Class Echo does is it tells me how much fuel I have in my aux tanks. Wait. Yeah, that's right. All right. So yeah, the sim does not tell me how much fuel is left in the aux tanks. Not that I ever really use them, only for the really long flights. So I'll be using them later, but not right now. Oh, so that's one more thing I forgot to mention. So if you're still listening, you know, I was talking about getting the Class Echo and using that, and you know, I've got a lot of other stuff here I'm working on. I'm getting more RAM. I've been flying this one. The computer I'm using is a computer I built. I've never really gone over the specs, but I've got a 9900K CPU. I've got a RTX 2800 graphics card. You know, a pretty good rig. Except I only have 16 gig of RAM. I got cheap on the RAM when I built it. So coming tomorrow is another 32 gig of RAM. So I'm going to swap out my my 2 8 gig sticks. I'm going to put in 2 16 gig sticks. My MSI. What is it? I got the MPG Z390 Gaming Edge motherboard. That'll hold 4 sticks. So probably sometime in the near future I may just expand onto a 64 gig of RAM. I'll just buy 2 more sticks. Although I heard that there's not that much to be gained between 32 gig of RAM and 64 gig of RAM. But I'll find out. I'll push it. But anyhow, you know, it all costs a lot of money. My wife gets a little frustrated with that sometimes. So I just set up a Patreon page. So if you feel like contributing, please go to my Patreon page. I'm going to put a link in the description. And please feel free to contribute. It all helps out. It all helps me expand my capabilities. And the more I do that, the more I can convince the wife to let me fly more. And the more flights I can get in. So it would be greatly appreciated. And that's my beg for money. And again, if you don't have the means, don't feel like you need to. I fully understand. Now, as we're coming along here, I think we've got a larger city up ahead. Probably won't be able to see it. It's on the far bank of this river. I'm not even sure what this river is up here. See if I can find it. The Casamance River? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct. Casamance? Not this thing here, but what it feeds into up there. That would be the Casamance. And on the far bank, somewhere in that general vicinity up in that area, too far away to really see, is a town which I'm going to really butcher this name. I think it's Ziguinchor? Boy, Ziguinchor. Ziguinchor? Yeah, we'll say that, Ziguinchor. really, if I had like a GoPro, I'd set one up here on this Class Echo so you could take a look at it as I fly and see exactly what I'm doing on it. It's really cool. I mean, I can do so much with it, and you can't see that. Yeah, you really can't see the city. It's further up there. It's probably 15 miles up the river. We're getting some cloud shadows up ahead. Haven't had those in a while either, since it's been nothing but clear skies. Alright, that must be the road. I'm looking at the map now. There's a road that roughly parallels the river. I'm not sure if that really was it, or if it's further up here. I think that was it. So anyhow, that road is roughly on the border. So we're now crossing over into Guinea-Bissau. Did I say it before? Bissau. Guinea-Bissau. not a lot out here. I don't see any towns or villages. Once we got away from the river, there's not a lot out here. There might be something right there. Maybe. More back there. Those fields we were flying over before, and no fields now. Kind of looks like scrubland down there. I think this is a kind of a savanna environment, so it's pretty dry, but it's not desert. Just dry savanna. Could be my imagination, but the ground doesn't look like it's quite as flat as it's been. Alright, so we're getting there. Let's see where we're crossing. Is there a name for this river I can find? Great. I can't find a name for it. That's a map fail right there. Come on. It's got to give you the name of that river. That's no minor river. Bummer. All right, anyhow, we're going to cross this river, and then we're getting there. We're almost there. Look back here real quick, back to the Atlantic. And as you can see, it dumps out. All these rivers are basically just a series of estuaries coming off the Atlantic, this coastal plain. At least that's my take on it right now. I'm looking at the map. There's just a bunch of them we're crossing as we head down south to Bissau. So there's one more we're going to cross right there, and then we're going to make that turn back. We're going to go past the airport, make a turn back, and approach from the south. Another thing that slightly troubles me is that hang on, I'm looking at something here. Yeah, so it seems like there's something going on with the flight plan on the GPS. We're off of it. Looks like I'm going to have to hand fly this. That's alright. I'll get to test out my Class Echo a little bit because I can use it. I don't know why it's doing that. It just kind of generates... Here. This might explain it better. In fact, you're looking at it right now. So as you can see... Here, go over. You can see Comore is our next waypoint. But as you can see, the distance is increasing. 11.4, 11.5, because we're now going away from Comore. We've already passed it. And we're just on a straight shot. We really should have kind of made a left turn to Delta 3410. And actually, we didn't even really need to do that. We could have skipped that and just gone straight to DRAB. But it's not working. We're set up in GPS mode. I don't know why it's doing that. I really don't know why. And I've tried it before. Every time I try doing a direct, I could do a direct to DRAB, but every time I try doing a direct, then it'll go to DRAB, and it's going to try to turn me around back to Comore again. So I got to keep doing directs for every new waypoint along the flight plan. So I'm just going to fly it in. And as you can see, too, this direct path is going to take us right by DRAB. So yeah, I'm actually doing that with a Class Echo. I can zoom in and out as if I'm hitting the range button. All right. So shortly I'll descend out around 2,000 feet and just hand fly it in. Another estuary here coming up. And that bleeds into actually a much larger one behind it. Airport should be, it's going to be somewhere in that general direction. Actually, maybe over here more. Alright, just sending a couple of things here. And we'll be getting a descent down, just going a lazy 300 feet a minute down to 2,000 feet. It is so much more intuitive to do it with the dials. I love this. So runway heading 027, so we're just going to go down, make a left turn until we basically get on the 027 heading to the runway, and then we'll turn in. Simple as that. Airport's somewhere out in that area, I think. Remember my lights this time. And then what we'll do is we'll hit the coast and make just a turn to the left. Already have my heading set up. And we're at 2,000 feet. Start reducing the throttle. I have my heading set for 125, so we're going to go a little southeast-ish. Except I do not want to go direct there, actually. I just want my heading. Alright. So I just did set up direct to the airport just so I had the bearing laid out for me, but now we're going by heading, actually. Go 090, due east. Start cutting that bearing down. Again, runway is 27 degrees. Right now we're at 47 degrees away from the oriented to the runway. And it's going to be up in that area somewhere. Is that it? That's my runway. And we're almost there. 10 more degrees to go. And once I make the turn, drop the gear, set flaps. Alright, 29 degrees, I'll make the turn. 1 more degree. There we go. And let's go. Set for 027. Let's see. We might overshoot just a tad. We did just a tad. It's over there. Gear down. Take off flaps. I am just going to take over my plane. Gotta watch my speed. Don't want to get too low. Landing flaps. It's a little tad low, only got one white light. There we go. Actually ended up with a 4-knot tailwind. It shouldn't be that bad though. Too high. Coming a little hot. Slow down a little. That was my turn off back there. I have to turn around, get back in the center line. Yeah, slow down a little. Go flaps back up. Alright, that wasn't such a bad landing. Let's turn around here. Ooh. Turn the plane over, turn it around now. Hello, throttle, respond. Throttle's not responding. Why is my throttle not responding? That's different. There it goes. That was totally different. Throttle just didn't respond. Just want to get off these nice folks' runway before they get mad at me. I kind of let it go too far, too. I should have been actively trying to slow the aircraft down. I came way down there. I could have stopped and turned around a lot shorter than this. Although there, I saved my brakes. Paying for the runway, going to use the whole thing, right? Alright, this is my turn off up here. Okay, let's get off these nice folks' runway. Nope, slow down, slow down. Don't need my landing gear strobe lights. Here, let's go this way. Turn real hard. And we made it. Made it in one piece. They're coming really fast. Now I'm going to burn out my brakes. And I can set my parking brake there. I love it. Folks, leg number 45. We are in Bissau. In Guinea-Bissau. Let's go up a little bit. And there you have it. Pretty big town. Look at that traffic circle. All right. Again, leg number 45, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you back for the next one. Take care.